Hi, and welcome to episode 17. In this episode, we will answer 3 frequently asked questions.
I am having a very weird morning.
I think we should just leave all this in. This is the podcast. Just sitting here talking,
Can we just
forgetting
talk?
what we're doing.
Can we just start
Yeah.
talking? Okay, so this episode is just answering a few questions. I actually love these episodes because there's no major research or planning for
Yeah.
it. We just sit down and talk like we usually do. So
Yeah.
that's what this one will be.
These are more natural for us,
And
I think.
yeah, we needed one of these because
It's been a
we
while.
needed a little
Yeah.
break. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we held our contest for our 1 year anniversary,
Yeah.
birthday. I don't know, birthday, 1 year birthday for Illo chat.
Yeah, we had our 1 year anniversary and we had a giveaway. And who won?
It was Kevin Van Norman.
Okay.
And I want to put out his Instagram so that you guys can go see his work.
Yeah.
It's Kevin_Van VAN_Norman.
Mhm.
And so congratulations, he got an Illo chat mug.
His artwork reminds me of Calvin and Hobbes.
It is
Adorable.
very playful and funny.
So yeah, we sent him a mug. And
Yeah, so
hopefully it got there soon.
So check out his Instagram.
Yeah, and that's our second giveaway. That was cool. Oh,
yeah,
and
that's
we
fun.
Also did the critique finally of our last giveaway.
So we did, and so we'll probably be putting some excerpts from that critique because that helps a lot when we do those little videos. That was fun. That was the first time that we both done a critique together.
Yes. Yeah. I just let you talk.
No, you did the cover, and I like that. That was cool.
No, I just sit there and agree with you. It's easy. So it's easy for me. I'm like, just there for more.
That's because I like to talk, and I have to do a draw over, and it's like I like that.
You have good advice. That's why I'd rather you talk and
Thank you. No, but you had really good advice for the cover because I don't have a graphic design background. That's where I tap with you and I go, hey, what do you think of that?
Yeah, it was fun. So what are you doing, Olga?
I'm on submission. I am waiting to hear. I mean, at that stage where you're like, oh, is something going to happen? Hopefully. So I'm just on the waiting game. And meanwhile, I'm already doing a dummy for the next book. And I actually started. I am so proud. Actually, I do have a few things to be proud of about your face right now. When like, what is she going to talk about?
I don't know.
You know why I'm proud? Because I actually said I had to send some samples for my licensing agent, and I kept doing that, and I don't know why. I kept just making more and more and not actually sending them out. It's almost like I was putting off the next project, which was doing the dummy for this next manuscript that I have. And I told you that I was at a birthday party for my son, and the only thing I had was these paper plates. I'm actually holding the paper plate, and these are my thumbnails for that book. Because I'm like, I know I'm going to get it done. I also wrote my next my next story in a paper plate because that's what I had. But that's fine. It's because my iPad died. I ran out of battery. Yeah, but I kept putting it off. And then I actually got up that one morning. I said, today I'm sending these files. And right after, I'm going to start on the dummy. And I did. And it felt so good to actually, stay on schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that made me feel a little bit more put together instead of just easily pushing the project down the road. And
Yeah. You set a goal and you achieved it.
Yeah. Little big victories, right? To go like, hey, I did this. What about you?
I'm not on submission yet, but I did send the final version of my dummy manuscript to my agent, so I think she's just double checking everything, and so hopefully I'll be on submission soon, which will be my first time, so I'm really excited. I've started writing another story, so I've been editing that, and I'm also working. I'm we have talked about this, but I haven't started the coloring book that I thought I was going to be working on right now. And I left these 2 months open for it. um, but as a freelancer, and that could be a whole nother topic right there. As a freelancer, I always try to be flexible with the with my timeline. Like, I mean, I know that when projects come in, you want to block out a specific amount of time and expect it to start and end on those dates. Very often, it does not. So one reason why I like doing book formatting is those projects take 2 to 3 weeks for me. So if I can't, if if a big project I signed on for doesn't start, I can take on small projects in between, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm but it's difficult because you want to be able to depend on that income, and then when you thought you were going to have an income for a project coming in that it doesn't, you have to scramble to look for other jobs to fill that space.
I can sense that you're bothered by it. Like I can see it. No, because
It's
it's kind of inconsiderate, that
yeah, yeah,
it gets pushed, and here you are like blocking time, like you said, and
hmm
you're not taking on the next project.
yeah.
Yeah,
And a lot of people, especially in self-publishing, it's in self-publishing. I noticed it's either they want it super fast, or it's like they don't have a deadline. It's very slow. Usually it's super fast and they want it really quickly. But people don't realize that when you set a timeline for a project, that's your time and you're dedicating that to that person and that project. And then when it doesn't happen, you could have taken other jobs during that time and
you
now
know
you
what's going
can't.
to happen when you're going to take another job, and then they're
Yeah.
going to come in right when you're at the peak, when you're busy.
When I'm super busy. That's when I'm worried. But also, since it's with the government agency, I know a lot of times that can be really unpredictable.
Yeah,
And it's
but
not something that I'm used to that because I actually used to work for the government, so I know how their projects go. Sometimes they take years.
it might lead to more later too, so it might be worth.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not I'm not really worried about it because I have other things to work on
Yeah,
that's not happening.
blah. We started this one very
I
depressed.
know. Let's not get too down about it.
You know what it is too? We are going downhill. Summer's coming. So
Yeah.
school is ending. And when school ends for it just changes your entire schedule, because now you're free more in the mornings. We don't have to adhere to a specific schedule,
hmm
of getting the kids to school at this time, picking them up here. We need to that you have this much time to work in between this window. It just
Yeah.
becomes, to us, it becomes like 24 hours, continuous 24 hours. We just go on whatever
Right.
schedule. We might
Right.
be working really late, we might be getting up later,
Or well,
or
yeah, I tried. I still set my alarm during the summer, and I tried to get up
I
early.
do. Yeah.
Try. Try is
I do too, but the thing is, if we're staying up until 2 in the
yeah,
morning, there's no way
yeah,
we're gonna get up at 7 or whatever.
yeah.
Maybe,
And
but
when we have teenagers, they stay up late, so it's like it's not. It's easier to stay up and just be. I don't know. I just
just
feel
stay
like it's
with them.
yeah, it's easier to be on their schedule, and they're gonna sleep in late, so you don't have to worry about them getting
Yeah.
up early. Um, I feel like I'm more productive during school the school year because my schedule is more regimented and set. Because I wake up at this time, I get them out of the house, and I have this block of time and that's uninterrupted. And
Yeah, there's more
summer is not like
discipline
that.
there. And summer, we're gonna squeeze vacation here. We can get kind of like lazy, and things will start closing up for submission during summer.
Yeah,
So that also feels like we are just getting there. We're still talking May, but June is here in no time. So
Mhm.
I know that's the feeling I'm getting, that we're kind of like rolling downhill
It
fast
almost
towards summer.
feels, yeah, it almost feels like the end of the year for publishing. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
have this window of January to like June or whatever, or end of May for submissions and everything. And then summer, everyone goes on vacation, does their things, and then fall comes around and you have a short window before holidays and
And the thing is,
things shut
everybody goes on
down.
vacation at different times. So
Mhm.
when your agent's on vacation,
Mhm.
it's a week, and then maybe your editor is on vacation a different
Yeah.
week, and
It
it's kind
holds
of like,
everything.
oh yeah.
Yeah. It's
And
like
then
a
maybe you're on
compounding.
vacation.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone affects everyone else in the whole process.
Yeah, so I am happy to try to get as much as done as we can before we get to that stage, because then it doesn't pick up again until September, I think, when
Mhm.
school starts, and then you are, if you're a parent, you are getting your kids started for school too.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah, that's amazing to try to get as much done now. um I yeah, oh, and I went back to the gym. I gotta mention
Yay!
that because
Congratulations.
that took all of me to go today. Today was day one. And you know what? I know we're going to get to the questions, but
No,
I
it's
was
fine.
equating it to learning to draw. And for someone that's just starting in this, it's the same thing. It just seems so overwhelming. And I
Yeah.
kept dreading it because I was like, oh gosh, I haven't been to the gym in like over 3 years. I am in the worst shape of my life, I think. I'm older. I'm going to be going to the place where everybody already knows what they're doing. They're,
But
you
you
know, you
have,
get all of that, all of
yes,
those
but you
feelings.
have done it before. This
I
isn't
had
like
done it before,
your
it's a
very
little
first
different.
ever. So these are things you've done before, but you just have to get back into the
Yeah,
routine.
but it has been, yeah, 3 years. I used to, almost 4 years. I used to be very active at the gym, not
Hmm.
anymore. But then, and that's what I like, like the same thing when I was learning, to get back into this industry and drawing out, that I have to do it obsessively before at the beginning. That's why I told you today we started recording later, and I go, I know that we do
Yeah.
better when we start early recording, but I
Awesome.
can't. I have to go to this today because for the next 2 weeks, I have to establish a routine
Mhm.
before, because I told you, it just takes a breeze for me to fall off the wagon.
You did say that, or did I thought
Yeah,
you
I said
said
a
a
sneeze.
sneeze?
Yeah, I changed it now. It's like it does. It just takes a sneeze and I fall off the wagon. So, and my
Yeah.
dad, I want to, like, my dad is super disciplined with this. He
Mhm.
exercises every morning. He is
That's
84 or 85.
that's
No, hold on. Let me
incredible.
think this
That's really
through.
good.
He's 85 years old and
Mhm.
exercises every morning, and he won't miss it. You have a doctor's appointment today? Okay, he's exercising. We're going to the hospital for some emergency? Okay, he's exercising first. Today is Mother's Day, Father's Day, 4th of July, whatever holiday you wanted. Okay, he's exercising first. It's the first
Yeah.
thing he does, no matter what. And I admire that he doesn't look for excuses not to do it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I went in today, and I can say proudly today is day one, and I'm going to be very sore tomorrow, but tomorrow will be day two, and at least it won't be day one if I already did day
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something else too,
Yeah.
on a more personal thing. But it also helps us because we're so sedimentary. Is that the word? Like
I
we're
think
constantly
sedentary.
sedentary. Thank you.
Mhm.
We're just sitting down all the time, so things
Yeah.
start to hurt,
Yeah, we
especially when we
are.
get
Yeah.
older.
I'm sore, like you said. I'm sore when I get up from sleeping.
So
Sleeping
it's
is hard.
yeah, and it helps to clear
Yeah.
my mind, and it helps me to keep me a little more focused. So yes,
Well,
day one.
we created a gym in our garage. We used to keep our car in. We only have a single car garage, but that has helped me. But yeah, keeping steady, keeping a routine going of it is difficult
Uh,
because it's here. It's really easy for me to be like, oh well, I'll do this first. Oh, I can do it in the afternoon. Oh, I can. So what I
yeah,
have to do is set a time. I need to set a time. I did my best a couple weeks ago. I had I figured out when the best time was for me, and actually it was weird. It ended up being like 11 o'clock, an hour before lunch. Like that was because I really need my morning time to work. I need that.
yeah.
That's when I'm most creative. So that worked really well for me. So I think I'm going to go back to doing that.
Good. We'll keep each other accountable. You know
Yeah.
how I the decision of going back to the gym, it had me, I was calculating. I'm like, can I go over there? It's going to eat how much of my morning time?
Mm,
Because I have to drive there. But then if I go to this gym, it's closer to where I do my errands. Anyway, all of this went in there because I don't have that much time during the day already to take
yeah.
away from it. But I figure if I don't do this for me, I'm not going to be here very strong in a few more years,
Yeah.
hopefully in long. But you never know. So it's kind of like I whatever time I have left, I have to be. I'm talking very morbid today. I have to be as strong as I can possibly be. It's just I don't want my health to decline.
Hmm.
Um, even, and I can see that this job is just sitting down, moving a pencil
Yes.
around, and
That's,
it's
yeah.
bad. It's bad, and I cannot do this walking. I can't. I can probably
Yeah.
write. You told me about this app thing that you can
Oh, you
talk to
can
it and it
talk to text.
writes.
Yeah. It's just Google. Yeah. Google has it now. I mean, they've
I
had it, but.
If I ever figure out how to use it, that would be great because I could actually dictate a book as I am walking. But I can't draw when I'm walking, and I can't draw when I'm
Yeah.
doing anything else. Even though I got the standing desk, but that's still not.
Yeah.
It's nothing move me.
Do you know there's a treadmill desk?
I've seen that. I don't know if I could do it. I
I
don't
don't
know.
think. How would you draw
I
while
don't
you're
know.
like your arm would be moving? There's just no way. I can see typing while you're walking on a treadmill, but I don't think you could draw when you're on a treadmill.
I have tried to like fool myself into. We set up the gym downstairs in the basement. I know that I need more motivation than that. Don't have the discipline to go, and
Hmm.
I should say when I really want something eventually, like work, I have made it that this is what I'm doing. I don't have that discipline yet for exercise. So the machines are there, but there's no one there telling me I have to do it at a specific time. So with the classes,
And
there's
there's
other
no one
people
pushing
exercise.
you.
Yeah, no. In the classes,
Yeah.
everybody's exercising at the same time. You kind of get motivated from being in the group.
Hmm.
And if it starts at 8:30, you have to start at 8:30. I mean, that's it. There's no question about it. So
Yeah.
I need that. I need someone telling me,
They're holding you accountable, and it's a
yeah.
commitment. You're committing to that time with those people. Yeah.
So, all
So
right,
we
we
can
should
get
probably get
started.
started. Yeah, we have
Yeah.
chit-chatted about this for too long.
Yeah.
Okay.
So take care of yourself. That's all we're saying.
Yes, yes, it's important.
Okay,
Question
so
number one.
yeah.
You take this one. You
Yeah,
start
this
it.
one is one I've heard. Well, this is one I've experienced. I guess this isn't really, this is a question I get asked quite frequently. Can you recommend someone to illustrate my book? So, because I work in self publishing a lot, I am contacted by authors to illustrate their books. And I'm sure most illustrators are contacted by authors to illustrate their books. Um, so, but very often when if for whatever reason I can't, they ask for, if I can't take on the project, they ask if I can recommend an illustrator. I do have friends who are illustrators, but I never say yes. I don't ever volunteer my friends to illustrate. I don't ever recommend my friends. Um, and there are many reasons for that. It is not personal. I mean, it's just that I just don't think that it's a good idea for several reasons. Um, Usually, but well, one of them is I don't know if they're available. But one of the main reasons is I don't know if they want to illustrate for a self-published author, or I know that they don't. Many of my friends don't illustrate for self-publishing. But one of the main reasons is I don't feel comfortable sending business from a stranger to a friend. Like I don't know if that how that person will handle payments. I don't know what they're like to work with. I don't know if they would even be a good fit for that manuscript or that project.
Yeah,
So
I wouldn't do it either.
not a good idea.
So I get some of those. It's usually, would you illustrate my book? And then when I say I don't illustrate in self-publishing, but thank you, and I usually get work through my agent, if anything. Then the next question is, do you know someone? Can you recommend another illustrator? and same as you, I never ever do.
And thank you for not
The,
recommending me. Actually,
I
I
have,
really appreciate that. I
so
honestly
this,
do.
uh,
Yeah, no,
even if
I'm
it was a
glad.
very good job, what I
Yeah,
would do the most, it'll be like, hey, this person, or this, if it was more of a company or something, and I wouldn't be, and I can't take the job or something like that, I would say, maybe I will go to you and I'll say, hey, just so you know, this company was looking for an illustrator. They
mm,
came to me. I don't
yeah,
know if you want to go and find out about it.
yeah,
That's very different than telling the client, come and yes, this is my illustrator friend, and she
yeah.
can probably help you out, because then now you're the middle guy. Somehow you just made yourself the middleman in this
Right.
situation, because now you're saying to your illustrator friend, you're almost speaking up for that client, and like you
Well,
said, you don't know if they pay, you don't know if they're
right.
difficult to work with, and then
But
you're breaking a relationship somehow. You're kind of hurting that relationship.
yeah, and you also feel obligated once, because I have had other people recommend me, and if I know them, I feel obligated then to look at one, read the manuscript, go through the whole process.
Yeah.
That's time consuming for me. And but also there's probably a reason that my friend said no.
Well,
I
no, but
don't know
it
what that
doesn't
is.
have to be like a mean thing behind it. It could be that they're
No,
just too busy.
it could be,
But
but I'm just saying
yeah,
that if it's not something they were willing to work on, then I might not, I probably won't want to be working on it either. I don't know.
yeah, no, I definitely, that's a
But
no.
yeah, but it does make me feel obligated to work, take to at least take a serious look at that project, because then I don't want to let my friend down.
Yeah,
It becomes more than just it becomes more than just a business transaction or a possible project. It becomes, I want to make sure my friend's happy who recommended them.
yeah, it would make it weird. If I were
Yeah.
to tell you, hey, I have this this client that wants to look for an illustrator, like you said, now you feel obligated because I'm your friend to go
Hmm.
ahead and spend time, and then put yourself maybe in a situation where you won't want to say no. Even though you want to say no, you don't know how to say
Yeah.
no without sounding like
Yeah.
you're not, like, saying
You
no
don't want
to
to be
me.
rude. If it
Yeah,
feels like you're being rude then because somebody recommended you, and you're like, well,
yeah. So
yeah,
I
yeah, it's a rough situation to be in, regardless. So, yeah, I don't. So
so
I just say no, I don't. But I always give alternatives. Um, so what are
like where
some
to
of the?
look, like you would
Oh
go
yeah,
like, you can find
I always
clients in the
recommend
SCB.
Readsy because I'm on Readsy and there's a lot of other illustrators on there. And then that is what I do like about that is it's a controlled environment that requires contracts and will require authors to submit their payment methods and all those things. So things are more controlled there. But I always recommend SCBWI to look in their artist gallery.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I would say too.
mhm.
SCBWI, because I don't know Ritz either.
And then there's also several websites like children'sbookillustration.com and then hireanillustrator.com. Or hireanillustrator.com is a little deceiving in the title because you're not actually hiring people on there. You just look for artists. It's a portfolio
Oh,
website.
really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you don't hire them through the website. You actually just contact them. I mean, they have their contact information. You can email them.
Hmm, that's good to know. So the wrap up on that one is no, don't
Yeah.
don't
Oh,
ever
one other thing I wanted to
recommend.
cover is what to look for when you're looking for an illustrator. It doesn't have to be a big thing, but it's just that one thing I've noticed is that authors don't know what to look for. So they and then sorry, two more things. What to look for. So you look for books that you like and illustration styles that you like and think would fit with your manuscript. And those are the kind of illustrators you would look for. But you want to look for illustrators who have some experience in narrative art, or possibly hopefully children's books. And the other thing I wanted to cover was I always tell authors to contact other authors for recommendations, because if an author has worked with an illustrator before, then they can recommend them. I think that's the best way.
Oh, good advice. We're going to take question number 2. This one I brought in. I have heard already a few people complain about this, and a few times it's been asked. It's coming from author illustrators when they get a manuscript that is accepted, but they don't get accepted as an illustrator. And then so much happens with that, because they're like, what is wrong with my art? Why don't they like it? They like the way I wrote the book, but they don't think I'm the right illustrator for it. And you go through all these emotions, your feelings get hurt, you even, your confidence gets shaken. So what do you do? Should you take the deal or not? I always go with, yes, take the deal. Because and this is my advice always, is like, be willing to submit a manuscript where you're saying, yes, I could be the illustrator for it, but I could also not be the illustrator for it. That, like, I'm always like that. If you think I'm the right illustrator for it, great. If you don't think, I'm perfectly okay selling just a manuscript. Because it's not really a personal thing. You might be really a good illustrator, but you just might not be the right illustrator for that manuscript, even though you wrote it.
Yeah, right. Your style may just not go with the story.
Yeah. When we write, we already know what the characters look like, but when sometimes the art directors might think someone else, they already have someone else in mind, or that their vision is different from yours. At least when I write books that are, and I think I mentioned this in another podcast, that are a little bit close to my culture or my heart, or they're usually based on people that are actually part of my life. So if I were to illustrate that book, I'm going to be so concerned with, do they look like that person? Am I really capturing their essence, instead of actually getting the essence of the story there? And I think another illustrator would do a better job. It would make it more of a universal book than if it's just me, my story, and my little, my narrowed view on these characters, when someone else might be able to make these characters bigger than they actually are.
Yeah, it's because it's too personal to
because
you.
It's way too personal.
And then someone else can think more outside of the box if they're not personally connected to that story.
So if this has happened, I know it's going to sting. I know it's not going to feel good. Just know it's really not personal. I mean, it might be that your art needs more work, and if it is, okay, then now and you need to work more on whatever it is. But most often it's just a different look that they're going with.
But it's still a wonderful thing to get if your manuscript's accepted. That's
absolutely
that's still a positive.
I mean, let's be very
you'll still be published.
Clear about this. When someone writes a manuscript, they are the book author, right? And all the glory seems to go to the book author. I'm sorry to say that the illustrations are sometimes more than the story themselves. There is so much work to illustrate an entire book. More, I'm not trying to insult anyone who writes, because I also write, and I'm telling you, the illustrations take a lot longer, and it is a ton of work. And the illustrators don't get the same glory that comes with it. It is always the author's book.
That's why you have so sad. That's why you have author visits at schools and not illustrator visits.
And not often the illustrator, And when you refer to someone's book, it is the title's book written by blah, blah, blah. Seldom do you hear illustrated by, whoever the name is. So if someone wants to buy your manuscript, but they don't want you to illustrate the book, take the deal. That's my advice. It might be wrong, it might be right. My advice is take the deal. You will work on the next one that can be an author illustrator book. You will work on more manuscripts, because anyway, you're not just going to write one. if you are really going to be a career author, you are going to an author illustrator, you're going to do several of them. So
Mhm.
keep going, find one that you are the right illustrator for.
Yeah, I
um
agree.
let's see, and if we're going to take number 3, or you want to add any more to this one.
Well, just I mean, I agree with everything you said. Yeah, I think that it's hard to swallow your pride.
Yeah, it hurts.
Especially when you author and illustrate a book, because uh, you have a strong emotional attachment to the pictures and the words, and so it's very hard. It is hard to break away from that, and it's hard to give that up to someone else when you have a clear vision. But I think regardless, you have to give it up. You have you have to hand it over to an editor or an art director in any way, even if you were accepted as the author and illustrator. So you have to get used to that. You have to get used to letting go and just letting. So I think that's just part of the whole process.
Kind of like pick your battles, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our third question is, why are you not participating in Mermaid, Unicorn, or Inktober? Why are you not participating in
Yeah.
monthly challenges?
So I
Even though
used to.
we encourage people to do it.
I think it depends on where you are in your journey,
Hmm.
because, and maybe I will do next year, maybe I will do a few days. I get excited looking at it, and I think, oh yeah, I would love to sit down and just come up with one.
Hmm.
Sometimes we just don't have the time for it,
Yeah.
because at the very beginning we use the challenges a lot to start participating in the artist community, to start our Instagram accounts,
Yeah.
to
Give us
get the,
material to post.
yeah, and practice, and to get
Hmm.
practice on actually drawing every day, which
Yeah.
was, I think, from all the things that can make you um improve in your art, is actually drawing
Yes.
every day if you can.
Yeah. It's a
It doesn't have to be 8 hours when you're in a project that you just have to put in the time because the project is so big. It's just a constant drawing, so that it becomes second nature. When you're moving that pencil, you already, you have like muscle memory, and you already know how to start your
mhm.
characters, how to do a circle, how to do these gestures. They come in so quickly that you can just put a character in any position, and you don't have to run to go get reference every single time
Yeah.
that you want to try to do something. You already know what the body would look like if it's moved that way. That only comes from practice, only comes from
Yeah.
doing it over and over and again. I think you got to change the batteries in your smoke detector.
No, it's when Marcus takes a shower. I don't know why, but the smoke detector goes off downstairs. He has a bathroom down there. He's showering. It's
Oh,
weird,
that is weird. Okay.
isn't it? I somehow the steam causes the smoke detector to go off. We've changed the battery like 3 times in that one, and the only time it goes off is when he's in the shower.
Oh wow, that is, yeah, that's weird. I was like, I hear a beep, and I was like, what is
I
that?
know. I'm
Because
sorry,
no, because
and I don't
Loki
know
is
how I.
upstairs. Because my bird is upstairs, and I'm like, is that him calling? Then I realized after a while that it was
I
your
was like,
smoke
I don't know.
detector.
I can get it out of the audio. That's why
No,
I'm trying to
I
be quiet.
leave
I'm
it.
actually being quiet so I can like cut it out.
Leave it.
He's
It's all
done.
part of life.
He's done with the shower now. Switches.
Okay, I don't know where I was.
It's
Something
so
about doing
weird.
it. Oh yeah, drawing every day
Um,
gets
drawing
you
every
in
day.
that mood. So I am all for those. I those challenges. Now, I've always said use them in a way that they're going to help you. That it's not just you're just
Yeah,
doing the same old thing.
that's
So
why I'm kind
put,
of. I do like the prompts they give, but it kind of, for me now, it's not always helpful because I may not need artwork that shows these randomly generated, you know what I mean? It is a good
yeah.
challenge. It's a good challenge. But for me, I'd rather create a portfolio piece out of it
And the thing is this,
than do
not
the
every
prompts.
piece in there is going to be portfolio worthy. And
No.
second of all, unless all you want to do is mermaids, you're not going to have just mermaids in your portfolio. So
That
what do you
okay.
do with 30 mermaids?
Right. So this past weekend was Mother's Day, and last week I was thinking, I was like, oh, I could do a mermaid Mother's Day piece. I was like trying to think of how I could work, because I'm like, oh, it's mermaid, it's May, it's May. I need to draw a mermaid. But then I was like, wait, why? No, I don't. It doesn't have to be a mermaid. And then, because then I was like, well, if I spend time on that, then I can't do these other things. And then if I spend time on that, um, I'll have a mermaid piece. And can I use that in my portfolio? Well, probably not, because I already have a mermaid piece in my portfolio. It made me second guess. Of course, I wanted to do a Mother's Day piece, but I didn't get to. But it made me second guess the whole competition thing, because for some reason I felt like I need to get something done for this month, at least one thing. But then I'm like, well, but that's not helping. I already have a mermaid in my portfolio and a unicorn, so I don't need those again. So I should focus on something I need for my portfolio.
It's funny because when you said, "Oh, I need to do something for Mother's Day. I need to do something
Yeah,
for May the 4th. I need to do something for what is the
yeah.
other one? Star Wars
Um,
is a big one. Whichever they are in
yeah,
there's
there's
always a
so many.
holiday and
There's
something.
always something to do something for. Next thing is Father's Day. I mean, it's just there's always
And
something.
it's good if you have already something. I had a piece because my agency asked for a piece based on
Yeah,
Mother's Day, so I already had that. So I waited until the agency released their artist kind of like promotion pieces, and
yeah.
then I went ahead and put mine in there just because why not, because I have one. But the challenges serve three purposes, I think. Gets you practicing, gets you drawing every day,
Hmm.
beautiful, check. Gets you involved in the community, meeting other artists, networking,
Yeah.
gets your name out there, check, wonderful. And it gets your social media account more active, engaged, and maybe
Hmm.
hopefully growing. uh,
Yeah.
that's great stuff, but it's not necessary all the time. So you have to see if that is only thing you're doing and you're not really doing portfolio worthy pieces, because it's hard to get a portfolio worthy piece in one day.
Yeah. You
Then
have to plan it out. Yeah.
yeah, then you are actually committing to doing something all month if you have the time, if you have nothing going on that are client work, and you're not going on submissions and you're not going to submit your portfolio anytime soon, and what you want is just the practice of getting back into drawing every day, that's great.
Hmm.
And you don't have to do a month either.
Right.
Yeah, but don't feel bad if you're not doing it. It's
Yeah.
not
I
like you
shouldn't.
have to do it.
Yeah, you shouldn't feel obligated. I feel like, yeah, I pressure myself. Well, because you see on that's another thing. I have really tried to stay off social media lately. Um, because yeah, it makes me anxious, seeing everyone else's art and seeing them participating in these things, and it makes me feel like I should be at least submitting, putting up one piece. But I need to focus on myself and what I need to do. And I noticed that I try to only go on there when I have to. I don't spend as much time on there anymore as I used to. And
I,
my account's not as active, but it's still growing.
I
So
think it's because that was what we were doing a couple years ago when
mm,
we were just starting this, and we're like, okay, how do we even get started? What do we need to do first? And we were coming from not drawing at all to actually, or you were just doing like
I was
client
doing
work
small
and
things. Yeah, I
yeah.
wasn't doing a lot.
So if it served its purpose then,
Hmm.
now I would, if I were to do it, I would do it just for fun. Like it's just a fun thing to do, and I'll go ahead and participate a couple of days or something like that. um but I think you still had that thing, that urgency, because if you remember a few years
Yeah.
back, we were like, but I have to do what was it, folktale week, and
Yeah.
we had the
Yeah.
conference coming, and we
And
were doing portfolios, and
and
it
then
was
there's
just,
like
oh my
Slovember and there's
goodness.
Inktober. Yeah. Yeah, we were trying to participate
It
in
made,
everything.
yeah, it made sense then, because is what we needed to do then, but it might
Hmm.
not be what you need to do now. And I have noticed since they added those reels and Instagrams.
Yeah, I think that's why too. I'm
Oh
just
my
not
goodness,
interested.
those things are super addicting. So I've noticed this. So if I click on it,
You stay in the reels.
it just gets you in there, and they're
Yeah,
like very quick little
yeah.
videos. There's like a quick satisfaction to it.
Hmm.
And then lo and behold, when you look away from that phone,
Yeah,
30 minutes have passed and
yeah,
nothing. And I'm like, I just wasted 30 minutes. Wasted, because there is no
yeah,
other way to work for it.
yeah,
Absolutely threw away half an hour watching nothing, nothing
yeah,
that brought me any substantial growth in my life, nothing
yeah.
other than I just took 30 minutes and threw them in the trash.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'll post my things that I need to post.
Yeah,
And my only purpose of posting is, I have two purposes of posting, and I'm going to be completely transparent about it. um the reason that you want to have a community that is on social media is you network. You have That's how we met. That's how you find your critique partners. That's how you find the people that work with you and walk with you in your individual journey.
hmm,
The other purpose of it is when you have a book coming out or you have something to sell, then that audience, you get to say it out and show them your work, and you might have people that want to buy or support you in some way
yes,
with
yeah.
your book or your
Or
Kickstarter or whatever it is they're
projects,
doing,
yeah.
projects.
Hmm.
And then the other one is to make yourself available, accessible, to put yourself in the radar of the people that hire. That's it.
Yeah,
So that is the purpose of
yeah,
social media. But
yeah,
for me to go in there and just waste time watching videos or watching it, I
yeah.
can't do that, because as it
Pointless.
is, I am here going like, do I have a couple of hours to go to the gym and take care of my health? But then I'm be like, yes, or maybe no, but I have 30 minutes to go ahead and waste watching videos about nothing, and they're so random. Like these videos about someone picking up a mango from the tree and cutting it and showing me the inside of it, or another one,
Yeah.
someone cooking
Mine are
something, or
usually
someone.
cat related, but yes.
It's just like, it makes
Yeah.
no sense.
So one
So
thing I noticed, and I was gonna mention this, is that you can on Instagram you can do favorites, and I've done that so that I only see the first things that come up now, or you can view
yeah,
the
I have
favorites list. Yeah, so I've selected
who you
people
want to
that.
see work
Hmm.
from.
Yeah,
um, there is
that
one more
really helped.
thing. There is one more reason for it, and that would be for inspiration. For example, I do have, like you're saying, some favorites. I pick a few artists that I follow that I want to see what they're doing, and it gets me
Hmm.
inspired. And
And then I see less reels
yeah.
too, because I'm.
Well, the reels still come out. To me, at least, after that feed, they're right there in the middle for some reason, and it's
Yeah,
just like,
no, yeah,
okay,
they are. But there's so many artists that are doing reels now.
they are, and
Illustrators.
I don't mind seeing one that is a process video or something. If it's like, oh, I wonder how they did this, or I want to see how this piece ended up, or something like that. But it is it is just using up a lot of time. So
Yeah.
um but we all need social media. It's one of those monsters that you like, I don't want
Uh,
you, but you have to be part of the life, because other than that, how else do you advertise, and how else do you get your projects out there? And without an audience, I mean, you have to be completely honest, without an audience, who's going to support your projects?
mhm.
It's
Yeah.
just, it's a business after all. At the end of it, it's a business no matter what.
Yeah. What's the point of doing art if no one's going to buy it?
Yeah, and well, for you, for
Like,
to soothe your soul or something
yeah.
like that, yes, I can totally understand how much more
Yeah.
sane I feel and centered when I am just
Mhm.
drawing, and that's fine. But we are actually now at a point where using this as my career. Like, I've chosen this to be my career, and I'm
Mhm.
incredibly lucky that the one thing
Yeah.
I love to do happens to be my career. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have no plans of retiring, no plans of, my husband's already thinking about, okay, this is how much longer I have to work to retire. And I'm like, I don't ever want to stop doing this. I'll be doing this as you're retired. I mean, and this can go with us anywhere. So
Mm-hmm.
so it is a business, and that's
Yeah.
why you have to remember.
Yeah.
We really went off topic on that one, but it
I don't know. Not
it's
too much. Not
real.
really.
Yeah.
I do. I think. Yeah. I think social media is a necessary evil.
That's perfect. That perfect way of putting it.
Yeah, it's not. I'm trying to look at it more right now as yeah, as a tool and not as
Way of life.
yeah, or not as an obligation. Like I have
Yes.
to. Before I was looking at something, I have to do this. I need to keep up. I need to um post regularly. I need to grow my following. But now
And
I'm at that point where I'm like, I don't think that's healthy for me
no, and
anymore.
it's
And
not
that's not
necessary.
necessary. Yeah, it's not
It's
necessary.
really not necessary. So it's awesome, and we still celebrate when we have 1,000 followers. It's like, yeah, you have the little animation or the little thank you and all of that. But it's not so much about having 10,000 followers, 15,000 followers, 300,000 followers. I've seen all this. Okay, so that gives you the thing to be an influencer. But what you really need is for the right people to see your work.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I mean, I'm interested in getting books out there. That's what I want. So I don't need 300,000 people that are just going to like and move on to the next thing. I need editors and art directors to look at it and like it. That's what
Yeah.
I want.
So if you
So,
have 10 followers who are the right people, then
right.
those are your 10 followers that you want to have.
It depends on what it is that you need at the time, at the moment.
Right.
When you're needing a community of artists to help you along in your way,
Mm-hmm.
that's what you look for. When you need agents, that's what you look for. When you need art
Yeah.
directors, that's what you look for. And just use it, like I said, like a tool.
Yeah.
That's
I
that's
agree.
it. So when we need to have something fun to do, we'll probably do mermaid. I posted something I had from a couple years ago. I think it was a little, well, now we know his name is Grogu. It was Baby Yoda back then
Oh yeah.
as a mermaid.
Yeah. That was
I
for
just
start. Yeah.
reposted that and that's it. And just because I had it and he's cute and
Mm-hmm.
bringing him back.
Um. So I
So
think
I
we're
think
done.
that wraps it up for questions.
Yeah.
Um, we did, I don't know if I think we did mention this in another podcast that we fixed a section in our website where you can submit questions. Before it was sending like a different, it was sending them somewhere else. I forget what it was the
I don't
problem with
think
it.
it was. There was no form. It wasn't collecting
There
anything.
wasn't a form. Okay. So
Yeah.
if you do have
On the
questions, send them.
website was right. It was our newsletter form. Didn't have a wasn't connected to a form.
Okay. Um, I think that wraps it up. And I can't think of
Yeah, I
anything
think
else
we're
right now.
good. We are hoping to do a class this summer.
Oh my gosh, the class. That's
Now
so
I'm
fun.
thinking maybe August might be the best because
It might fall that much later. Yeah, I
yeah.
am giving a class through the CBWI in
Well, we'll see.
July.
Yeah. So maybe we shouldn't even talk about we don't know. We don't know.
It'll be sometime this year. And we're
Yeah.
not charging for it. We're not going to be charging. It is going to be
Just
a
sign up for our
Zoom.
newsletter.
Yeah, sign up. It's going to be in Zoom. It's going to be free. And we're just going to do a book dummy and show you how to do a book dummy. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. Not getting anything out of it. It's just, but it's going to be a one-time thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it'll be good practice for us, but also help some people because we have had questions out, quite a few questions on book dummies. So
Yes. So I think that's what our next episode is going to be. We're going to talk about
Mhm.
book dummies, and then sometime before the end of the year, hopefully we will have this class ready for you.
Yeah.
Can't promise anything, but we'll try.
Yeah. Okay. So
All right.
I think that wraps it up.
All right. Have a good day.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Bye.